last 5 years, we've worked with millennials, with young people. So we know the gift that they have of ideas, their bold ideas, how futuristic they are. But to be able to come into an organization like Deloitte and say, we have a way to increase your employee engagement, get young people at decision-making tables with the highest of leadership, it'll work. And they were open to it. It's quite phenomenal, and we're quite proud that we've actually been able to play it out and get to this point. And there the Mill Board was born, a very structured process on making sure that critical challenges are answered by young people, and challenges that the business is taking seriously, challenges that are being grappled with at a board level, because that's what millennials are all about. They want to be making a difference in where it matters for the world and also for the business. And today is just a beautiful celebration of a journey that started off with an idea, but is going to make a huge impact in the business of Deloitte Africa.
Millennials, ook bekend as generasie Y, word onder andere gekenmerk aan hul kommunikasie en ook digitale vernuf.
Globally, companies seeking to be at the forefront of innovation are inviting young people on their boards. Deloitte Africa has taken the strategy a step further by creating a millennials board.
At the core of our strategy is making an impact that matters. And when I thought about it, I said, what is the best way to live that strategy? And incorporating millennial thinking was an obvious choice that I made. The workforce is now made up by a majority of millennials. These are our future leaders. And it's important for me to incorporate them in terms of future strategy and future directional thinking in terms of where we're going as a firm.
Empirically, what are young people bringing on these boards, other than the age factor? Because age cannot be a value that they bring to the table. What exactly are they adding that is different from the other people who might sit on the board?
To solve some of the challenges that are faced by millennials in the workplace, I think we're best suited to address those type of issues as we understand what those are. I think millennials are trying to work smarter and not harder. So I think in the sense of we're trying to find better and smarter ways to work, millennials want to be a part of a society and part of organizations that kind of leave the organization as well as the rest of society better than when they found it. And we want to make an impact, and we want to do that through the workplace. So I think part of the job is not working harder, but it's coming up with smarter ways to deliver better solutions that better impact our organization and society as a whole.
I guess it's quite an emotional moment for both Nelisa and myself, because it was an idea that we came up with. Where this idea sparked was actually reading some statistics. So every year Deloitte releases the Millennial Global Survey, and in the 2016 survey there were 2 or 3 key stats that hit us like a bomb. Firstly, we know that the workforce is going to increase by up to 70% will be made up of millennials by 2025. Something like 70% of young people are not engaged in their workplace. And the main reason for that is they don't feel like their ideas are being taken seriously. They don't feel like their talents and their strengths are being optimized in the workplace. And I guess that's where the idea came from. What if we could create a process that, one, helped young people make sure that their ideas are being heard, but also allowed a CEO of an organization to keep on the pulse and keep always on with what is going to be his or her biggest constituency. And there the Mill Board was born.
If I look at the picture I've got, I think we're going to be challenged to ask the right questions and frame exactly what we should be looking for. So I think that's definitely something that I can assist with.
I thrive on ideation, coming up with new ways of doing things, new ways of solving problems.
I like getting things done, I like speed, and I think that's what I feel I can bring to the board.
Trying to find more opportunities and bringing them into the small space that we find ourselves in.
I'll venture out into areas that no one has thought of before.
I think I'm more like the end where I've always been very resilient and very able to kind of adapt to change.
I'm a go-getter in that sense, so I think that's kind of what it represents here, is that a bear can be very warm and fuzzy, but still very much driven.
The curse of having to lift the boulder, you always have the daily grind, but you keep up for it because you are rewarded with the beautiful music at the end of it.
I'm going to come up with the process. So I'm interested in hearing from you what should be the innovation process. What you need to be doing is bringing what you believe is the foremost innovation thinking in your area from your operating context, in your own environments, into this melting pot.
We will be successful if whatever we put in place is something people are falling over themselves to get involved with.
What is the potential value of having an innovation behavior toolkit?
How do we maintain innovation?
Ultimately, we want to make it our culture.
that we want to try and channel the ideas of our people and create an environment where we're able to take them from idea all the way through to implementation.
Naturally enabled innovative culture. That is the outcome we want. Is we don't want people to try to be innovative. We want it to just arise. It's part of how we are, and we want to enable it.
One, I have an idea.
How do you get ideas onto the system? How do we start that flow?
Introduction of iStalls or iBoards where you can put in your ideas.
Step 2 is the self-evaluation.
Yeah, guidance and self-evaluation.
Guidance. When someone logs onto the portal, they're able to understand the key things they need to consider when formulating an idea.
Collaborate. It aligns with creating an inclusive ecosystem of innovation and also accelerating the refinement of ideas by allowing people with knowledge of the idea to sort of collaborate.
The next step is post
the idea onto the platform for the first time. It's the sort of vetting process of the idea. This is the vetting stage where idea champions vet the overall idea. Whether that is accepted or whether the idea is rejected, the idea champion guides them, provides solid feedback.
Evaluation.
But once the idea has been evaluated, obviously there's a decision point. The improved ideas would then move forward, and they would then be staffed, they would be resourced, they would be linked to networks, they would have idea champions to say, let me help you implement this going forward. We don't want to kill any motivation. So that education, explaining those elements are really key. So that people go back and come back next Monday with a different idea.
All approved projects are approved and under implementation.
I see this as the beginning of an innovation initiative in Deloitte, which is going to permeate right through our organization in terms of how we are as a company, and I'm excited about that. So well done to the Millennial Board. I think you've set the bar really high in the first Millennial Board experiment. But now it's off, and we're going to do some incredible things together.
The Mill Board concept is something that can actually be built into every team, to be inspired and to engage with senior leadership, not in a tick box exercise type of way, but in a way where you can see that leadership genuinely values the inputs and is taking that into consideration when making some of the most strategic and long-term decisions for the firm in the direction that it's going in. Being part of Mill Board has been the most exciting thing that I've been involved in this year. We can champion innovation as a strategy for Deloitte. We can be leaders in our own areas and lead our own leaders because it's something that we're naturally passionate about, all of us. I would like to thank each Mill Board member because the commitment and the drive and the passion that I've seen from each of them has been extremely heartwarming and has inspired me as well.
We wanted to introduce thinking around how do we really manage corporate strategies outside of a traditional sense of corporate development and strategy setting. And the Spring Age ladies, Nelisa and Relene, were absolutely mind-blowing when we first met them. And it was obvious that they would incorporate it somewhere in the firm. Can the Millennial Board participate in solving our problems in this country? And I think so, because they come with, again, as I say, different thinking. And so I'm incredibly encouraged by what we have got to offer. I'm left inspired by the fact that we've got such capable and outstanding leaders, future leaders of our firm, that will champion the innovation process that we have at Deloitte. Congratulations to the Mill Board of 2017. I think that you have built what is an outstanding legacy for our firm.